Hi everybody, I'm Pia from Stitches and Scraps. Today I want to show you how to make this Primrose Garden square. It's basically primrose stitch, but worked in the round instead of back and forth in rows. This video is intended to go along with a written pattern. We'll be referencing the chart throughout the video. You can find the written pattern and the chart at the link in the description on this video if you're watching it on YouTube, or in the blog post if you're watching this directly on my blog. One of the fun things about this square is you can change colors whenever you like to achieve different looks. I like to change colors every row if I'm using multiple colors, except for the last two rows, which I like to do in the same color. This is what it looks like if you don't change colors at all. So it looks great in a solid color or multiple colors. This one has 4. For the video, I'm going to be using this shade of purple and this green and just do it in 2 colors. Let's start right in the middle with round 1. Round 1 starts with a chain 7, and that breaks down into a chain 3 space, a double crochet, and the center of our circle. So the first chain we make is the center of our circle. The next 3 chains are our double crochet, and the next 3 chains are our chain 3 space. Now, if you prefer different techniques for starting circles, you can do a magic circle and chain 6. You can also use a chainless starting double crochet here if you prefer, and then just chain 3. Any of that's fine, but for the purposes of the tutorial and the way it's written in the pattern, we're going to chain 7, okay? So let's go ahead and chain 7, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now we're going to start working into that very first chain we made. Well, what are we doing into that chain? We're doing a total of 4 groups of 3 double crochet. Okay, 3 of them are normal, and then this one at the end is funky. So let's do our 3 groups. And in between those groups, we're going to have chain 3 spaces, right? So we're starting, we've already done this chain 3 space. So we're starting with 3 double crochet. So we go 3 double crochet into this last chain. Then we chain 3 again. Okay. Now we do another 3 double crochet into that same chain. Then we chain 3 again, and another 3 double crochet into that same chain. So we've got 3 of our groups now, and we chain 3 again. Now let's look at this last group. We've already got 1 double crochet made, right? So we only need 2 more double crochet. So I'm going to do 2 more double crochet here, 1 and 2, and then I need to join to the top of the double crochet part of this chain, okay? Well, the double crochet part of this chain is 3 chains up from the center. So it's the 4th chain, right? The center is the first chain. Then we have 1, 2, 3 chains for our double crochet. You can count it the other way too, because here we have a chain 3 space. So 1, 2, 3, and then it's our 4th chain. So either direction you count, it's going to be the middle chain right there. And we're going to slip stitch into that chain to join. Now what that's done is it's given us our 4 groups of 3, right? It's also put us right near the chain 3 space. And that's where we want to be to start our next round. So I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into this space. But since I want to use a different color, I'm going to slip stitch into this space with my other color. Because you always change in the last part of your previous stitch. So with a slip stitch, that just means you make the slip stitch in your new color. And that is the end of round 1. Okay, so we have our 1 round of 4 double crochet groups. Okay, groups of 3 double crochet. That is exactly the way you'd start a granny square, right? Now here's where it gets different. Round 2 starts in this chain 3 space. We're going to chain 1, and do a single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet in that space. That's going to be our corner. So we chain 1, right? And I'm going to catch this tail up just to make it less floppy. There we go. We're going to do a single crochet, chain 3, and then do another single crochet right in this corner. So that chain 3 space is our corner. All right? Now we're going to do in the center double crochet of this group, we're going to do a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So what we're doing is we're skipping the double crochet, we're working into the second one, and then we're skipping the next double crochet, right? So into the second double crochet, I'm going to do a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and then I'm going to skip this double crochet, so that puts us right back in the corner again. Well, what are we doing in the corners? In the corners, we're doing a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. So let's do that. Single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet. And that gives us our corner, right? So now the next thing is another group of 3. We skip 1, we do a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the center one. Skip the next one, and we're back to a corner. Single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in the corner. We're back to another group of 3, so we skip 1, we work into the center one with single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and in the corner we do what? Single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. Now in this group, again, one more time, single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet in that middle stitch. Now I'm finished my round, I'm going to join to the first single crochet, and that puts me once again right near the corner chain 3 space where I want to start the next round. So I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into that space, and I want to change colors. I have cut, no I didn't show you this, but I cut the purple yarn so I could use it again because I don't want to carry the colors up on the back. There's too many holes in this pattern where it would show if you carried them. So I'm not carrying the colors, I am joining a new piece of the purple yarn right here in this chain space with a slip stitch. So that puts me into the chain space to start the next round, and that is the end of round 2. So we have chain 3 spaces in the corners and chain 2 spaces on the side. And the main reason for that is just to make it easy to know where you are. The chain 3 spaces going all the way up on this chart, the chain 3 spaces are the corner spaces, all the way until you hit these edge rows where there are no chain spaces on the sides and the corners are chain 2. But down here, for most of the pattern part of it here, the chain 3s are the corners, and everything else is a chain 2. So starting in our corner chain 3 space, let's jump ahead to round 3. Round 3 is another round of these groups of 3 double crochets. So we're going to start with a chain 6 this time. 3 of them is the double crochet, 3 of them is the chain 3 space. If you want, you can use a chainless starting double crochet. I'll show you what that looks like. You pull up a loop to the height of your double crochet, wrap your hook around that loop so that that acts as a yarn over, and notice I'm holding this loop in place, otherwise it will untwist. Insert your hook where you want it to go, yarn over and pull up a loop. Now I have 3 loops on my hook, so I can yarn over and pull through 2 of them, yarn over and pull through 2 of them, and that is a chainless starting double crochet. So you can definitely do that and then do a chain 3 if you prefer, but for the purposes of this pattern, we're going to do a chain 6. So 1, 2, 3 for my double crochet, and then 1, 2, 3 for my chain 3 space. Now in this same chain 3 space that I'm already in, I'm going to work my first group of 3 double crochets. So right here in this same space, I'm doing double crochet 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? And then there's nothing between my groups of double crochets now, right? Because back here when we did it, there were the corner spaces. Here there's no spaces until I get all the way back across to this chain 3 space, okay? So that is basically, that's this chain 2 space. So in this chain 2 space, I'm doing 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Now I'm back to this chain 3 space, and I'm going to do 3 double crochets, chain 3 for the corner, and then 3 double crochets all in this same chain 3 space. So 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, chain 3 for my corner, right? And then 3 double crochet right back in that same space. I'm at another side, and I'm just going to do 3 double crochet in the side, and then I'm back to another corner. So I'm going to do this corner, this side, this corner, this side, and then I'll come back and show you the last corner. Okay, I've come to the end. I'm back to that first chain 3 space we started in. Now I've already done a double crochet, chain 3, and 3 double crochets in that space, right? So here I've already got this double crochet, chain 3, and 3 double crochets. So all that's left to put in this space is these 2 double crochets. So we're just going to do those 2 double crochets in that space and then go ahead and join. So, and I'm going to actually tuck this tail up a little bit while I do this. There we go. So I've got 1, 2 double crochets. And when I join that, that makes this group 3 double crochets, right? So I look for the third chain, 1, 2, 3. There's my third chain, and I can double check that that leaves me 1, 2, 3 chains for my chain 3 space, and I just slip stitch into that. And once again, we're right at the corner, so I can slip stitch into the corner to start the next round with my other color again. And I didn't cut it. I'm going to cut it now and join it again. Again, I don't want to be carrying the tails because of the laciness of this pattern. Okay, that is round 3, and we're ready for round 4. Round 4 is exactly the same as round 2, except that there's more groups of 3 double crochet to work into. So when we get to the corner, we're going to go single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. And when we get to these groups of 3 double crochets, we're going to do single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the center double crochet of each group. So let's do that. Chain 1 to start, and we're going to do a single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet in this corner chain 3 space, right? Now in every group of 3 double crochet that we see, we're skipping 1, we're doing a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, and then we're skipping 1. And then in this group, skip 1. So you've actually skipped 2, right? But it's skip 1, work your single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, skip 1, and then skip 1, okay? So you're working into the second stitch on each of these groups of 3. Skip that one, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Now I'm at my corner. What are we doing in the corners? We're doing single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. So single crochet, chain 3, single crochet. And you continue that along this side. Again, a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in each of these 3DC groups, and then a single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in each corner. So I'll go all the way around until we get to the end of the round. Okay, I've reached the end of the round. I just join with a slip stitch into my first single crochet, and then just like always, we're going to slip stitch in that corner chain 3 space and change colors. So this time I want my purple, so I got to cut that from the previous time and work into the slip stitch with the, or slip stitch into the chain 3 space with the purple. And there is round 4. Now let's look at round 5. Round 5 is the exact same thing as round 3, except now there's more of these chain 2 spaces to work into. So basically in the corners, we're doing the same thing we were doing before with the 3 double crochet, here, let's look at this corner, 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, right? But in these chain 2 spaces, we're just doing 3 double crochet. And we'll do that all the way around. So we start with our chain 6 again, just like we'd been doing before. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that is our double crochet and our chain 3 space. Then we're going to work 2 or 3 more double crochet into this chain 3 space. Oops, there we go. And then in each of these chain 2 spaces across, I'm going to work 3 double crochet. Okay, that's a group in each of the chain 2 spaces. Now I'm at the corner again, and what do we do in the corner? We do a 3 double crochet group, a chain 3 for the corner, and another 3 double crochet group. Now I'm going to repeat that process all the way around. In each corner I do 3 double crochet, chain 3, 3 double crochet, and along the side I do 3 double crochet in each of the chain 2 spaces. So I'll go all the way around and come back when I get here. All right, I've worked my last 3 double crochet group for this side, and I'm back to the starting corner. Now remember, in this corner there should be a 3 double crochet group here, but we only worked one of those double crochet with our starting chain. So I need to put 2 more double crochet in this corner, and then I find that third chain, 1, 2, 3, and I join with a slip stitch in that chain. And to check that I got the right chain, there's 1, 2, 3 chains left for my chain 3 space. And one more time, we're going to slip stitch into this space, and we're going to change colors to the green. There we go. So that was the end of round 5, and we're ready to move on to round 6. Round 6 is again the exact same as round 4, which was the same as round 2. The only difference is that there's more 3 double crochet groups to work into as we go across the row. And this is also the last row of our pattern before we get to the edging. So we're going to start with a chain 1, single crochet, chain 3, single crochet in this first corner chain 3 space. So chain 1, single crochet, chain 3, and single crochet. So that's our corner. Now for each of these 3 double crochet groups, we're going to work in the center double crochet. We're going to work single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Move on to the next group. Find that center one and work single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. Skip this double crochet, skip that double crochet, and in the next one, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. And I keep doing this all the way around. In the corners, we do the single crochet, chain 3, single crochet, and on all of these 3 double crochet groups, it's single crochet, chain 2, single crochet. So I'll do that all the way around and come back to you at the end of the round. Okay, I've come all the way around. I'm back to my starting spot. I'm just going to join with a slip stitch in that first single crochet, and then to get us to the next round, I'm going to slip stitch in the chain 3 space, last time for changing colors, because I'm done with the green now, And I'm going to change to the purple, which I never cut from last time. Okay, I'm going to change to the purple, and I'm going to use purple for the last 2 rounds. And that is the end of round 6. So we're ready for the border. Round 7 is just basically single crochet all the way across. All right, to get the single crochets we need, in the corner, we're doing something different, okay? In each corner, we're going to do 2 single crochets. See that? There's 1, 2, then a chain 2, and then 2 single crochets for the corner, okay? Then in each of these chain 2 spaces as we go along, we're doing 3 single crochets in each of those spaces. So that's the general gist of this round, and it's just single crochet. It's about where you put them, right? We're starting with just 1 single crochet, so that way we can end our round close to the corner again. Now remember, our corners now are chain 2s, not chain 3s. So we start with a chain 1 to get up to height, do 1 single crochet, chain 2, and then 2 single crochet into this corner. Now, skip all the stitches, and in each of the chain 2 spaces, you're going to work 3 single crochet. 1, 2, 3. 3, really. And then we're going to do that in each of these across to the corner again. Okay, I've reached the corner. In the corner, I'm doing 2 single crochet, chain 2, and 2 single crochet. And then I'm back to doing 3 single crochet in each of these chain 2 spaces. So we're going to repeat that all the way around, and then I'll come back to you when we get back to the end. Okay, that's my last chain 2 space. I'm back to the beginning. Remember, on this side of the corner, I only worked that 1 first single crochet. So I'm going to work my 2nd single crochet here and join. Once again, we're right near that corner space, so we're going to slip stitch into the corner space, and I'm not changing colors, so I'm using the same color again for that slip stitch. So that's the end of round 7. And now if you like the scalloped edge, or if you have already reached your 6 inches, you can totally stop right here. You don't have to do round 8. This edge will straighten out a little bit if you're sewing it to another piece stitch by stitch. If you're doing a fancier joining to another piece, then it may still keep its scalloped edge. It really depends on how you're connecting it. But it's totally okay to stop here, and it's all single crochet across the edge, so it's ready for joining. But if you're not quite at 6 inches yet, or you want a straighter edge, let's go ahead and do the last round, which is round 8. So round 8 is very simply single crochet in every single stitch around, okay? And then single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the corners. So let's start that. I'm in a corner. I'm going to chain 1, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the corner, and then just single crochet in each stitch across. You should end up on the previous round, on round 7, you should have 19 stitches on each side and a chain 2 space in each corner. On this round, you should end up with 21 stitches on each side and a chain 2 space in the corner, in each corner. So you decide where you want to be with the sizing on that one. You can even add more rounds, more repeats of round 8 to make it bigger if you want to. Okay, I've reached the corner, and in the corner I'm doing a single crochet, chain 2, and single crochet. So I'm going to keep doing that all the way around. It's just single crochet in every stitch, and then the single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in the corner, and I will come back to you at the end of the round. Okay, I've gone all the way around. I'm back at the corner. I'm just going to slip stitch into my first stitch. Now here's where you can decide if you want to continue, if you want to do more rounds 8 repeats, then what you can do is you can slip stitch into the chain 1 space and start your round 8 again, okay? Or if you're done, you can just fasten off. You don't have to slip stitch into the chain 1 space if you're not going to do another round. But if you are going to do another round, slip stitch into the chain 1 space first and then start round 8 again. So I'm just going to fasten off and the square is done. All that's left to do now is weave in all of those ends. And that's how you make the Primrose Garden square. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends, or leave me a comment. You can also subscribe to my YouTube channel for more great videos. Thanks for watching!